We'll see. We should be okay. All right. I think we're back. I think we're live. I'm sure people will trickle in or watch it tomorrow. This is a great this is a great time. I'm pretty sure I haven't told you about this. This is why I'm getting a new computer. I ordered the parts today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are
Not
you gonna
complete.
build it?
Yeah, I'm gonna build it. So if you're coming in, this is why I've bought the parts to make a new computer. I'm reusing some things that I upgraded from this computer. Like I'm reusing the case, power supply, some fans and stuff. And the graphics card I have because they're ridiculously expensive. But ordered a new motherboard, Ryzen 9 7000 or 7900 processor. We'll see if that fixes the issues. I
Cool,
think.
man. Did you?
Mhm.
Uh, I was gonna say, building a PC is a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I got a lot of the stuff the way I want it. And I think just my RAM is crapping out.
Hmm.
And I could just replace the RAM, but it could be the motherboard too. I mean, it's 8 years old now. So we'll fix this stuff. But anyways, yeah, my thing is just when the defensive stats are this bad and we really need our defense to be good, like I'm just a little concerned. That's all. That's all I'm saying. And if that means I'm clueless, I'm okay with that.
Shit. Think you're slick? My freaking dog's eating the blanket.
He's a cutie or she. What is it?
The blanket. The dog is a boy,
Okay.
and he's eating the blanket, and he thinks I won't notice. Sorry.
That is true. Nerdstop says it can't get much worse than last year, and
Yeah.
that is true. The only way it could get worse is if our secondary was equally as bad as the front part of our defense.
I just don't know why you have to like. What is the point of like making like a crappy hire, like kind of forcing it? I'm not saying that this is what he did, but it's what it appears to be. I mean, it was so late. Don't you dare! He tried to eat my signature Christmas hat.
Dang.
Yeah, no, I've had that thing since I was a youngin'. But why try to force it? I mean, that's what it seems like it is. It was so late in the hire in the cycle, and they have this shitty freaking pass defense, and it's like we got Tillman. I mean, he's not the greatest, but the DBs weren't the weakest part of our defense last year, and I mean, you're hiring a new coach. If you're firing Tillman, then you're losing continuity, and you're losing those players have a relationship with them. It just seems weird to make maybe a lateral move here with the DB's coach, but
I would have been
I don't know.
okay
That might not be what
retaining.
it is, but
I would have been okay retaining Tillman.
I would have been fine with that, and I feel like he's trying to kind of purge all of the Collins coaches.
I get that, and I'm glad you brought that up. I don't know if you saw Jakiah Leftwich has obviously like he entered the portal.
Mm-hmm.
He reveals his transfer destination.
Don't tell me.
Where do you think he is going?
Is it North Carolina?
It is North Carolina. And this is not an like I'm not trashing this kid, but I do think like if you were trying to get someone in a conservatorship to show they're mentally not capable of making the right decision, this would be a great
I don't
indicator.
understand how you go. He's an offensive lineman, so he wouldn't even be coached over there by Collins anyway. But I don't understand this like loyalty. Like you go through some of the worst possible, years at the school,
Yeah.
and you are so loyal to. This happened with Wanye Thomas. Whenever, I love Wanye to death, but whenever Collins was hired, he was getting on to people for making fun of North Carolina for hiring him, and it's like,
Yeah.
maybe there is really something to getting rid of those holdout players and coaches because it's like a loser mentality. It's like, why would you want to go and be? I mean, that's why he would transfer to North Carolina, is probably because Collins put in a good word for him and he wanted to go be with Collins again. So, like, why? Don't you want to win and succeed? Maybe there really is something to that, to purging the Collins,
I
old
I think
holdouts.
I think you could be on to something. I mean, I'm sure Collins did have something to do with that, and I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I think it's dumb. I like
Mhm.
it's kind of like when a dictator or cultist leader takes over, one of the first things they do is they will change the money and put their face on the money. Like I'm pretty sure in North Korea Kim Jong Un is on the money.
Yeah,
Didn't Jeff Collins print
he did.
$3 bills off?
Money down.
Yeah. So I think you're onto something with maybe there's like a cultish uh, appeal he has to people. But I don't
And
know.
I get it. Like you have a good relationship with your coach. I mean, I played football too. I know, you get really close to your coach and you have a really good personal relationship. They recruited you. You've known them for years. But you have to realize like what's going on the football side of things and what's best for that. I mean, coaches all the time are friends with each other, and sometimes the head coach has to make a decision to fire his friend because it's what's better for the team. And
Hmm.
some players are, I guess maybe a little immature to realize that. Um,
Yeah, I mean, if
it's
that's
not
the only,
fun. It's not easy to do, and but it's the reality. If you want to be successful, you got to surround yourself with people that can get you there.
yeah, maybe a winner. That's who I would want to
Yeah.
surround myself with. So this thing says, yeah, Leftwich is going to be staying in the ACC, transferring to North Carolina to play for the Tar Heels. Last offseason, former Yellow Jackets Derek Allen, Nate McCullum chose to transfer there, and I think Allen actually was a contributor for them.
Was he
I could be wrong,
on that
but
god awful defense?
yeah, he contributed to some of those god awful defenses, that they hired Collins like he can get like he don't have to worry about anything changing. Like a lot of us don't like change. Don't worry, North Carolina defense. Nothing's changing for you. Nothing to be afraid of. No
Derek
fear of the
Allen is
unknown.
excited. He's going to get to chase people around with pool noodles now again. So
Is he bringing? Is he bringing the guys? I got the pool noodles.
they're
Line up.
bringing back the home run derbies and the pool noodles to practice.
Yeah,
Excited about that.
and we've talked about that. Like, is Mac Brown the kind of guy that's going to know enough about defense and to rein a lot of that in? No,
Well, I'll tell you what, he knows so little about defense that he hired Jeff Collins.
that
That
is
tells you.
true. And look, to kind of be fair to Collins, which is something I shouldn't do. Like, does he know X's and O's and stuff? Obviously, obviously he knows defense and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think his immaturity, like he's the guy when you play him in Madden or NCAA, he runs a Hail Mary every time. Just even though he knows better, And I don't. That's not something you're going to change in Jeff.
Yeah, he definitely didn't learn anything from his time at Georgia Tech. But I mean, then again, being a coordinator is a lot different from being a head coach. I mean, like nowadays, you're so busy as a head coach, you don't even have time to coach. So it's like, maybe it will be a successful maybe it will be a successful deal here for Collins. That's the most I want to say. But
You all right,
I
dude?
doubt it. I doubt it. That and what I'm leaning towards is that this is like a Bobby Petrino hire, and he's doing this as a last ditch desperation to fix the just like Jimbo did with Bobby Petrino. He's hiring this coordinator that's like controversial as a last ditch desperate effort um, to save his job and to save some kind of face, and to it's like a last gambit, final gambit.
Well, I tell you, because I know that Collins is unreasonable, I hope he convinced them to give him a sizable NIL check, such that they can't spend it on someone else. like where it might be better spent. I think that would be good. Todd has a good point. He says Thacker will be a part of Colin's staff. You watch.
Oh yeah, maybe.
He
Linebackers.
could be a linebackers coach. Yeah.
Did they fire the entire defensive staff or just the DC?
I'm not sure with North Carolina. I mean, not that it's going to matter much, but
Yeah, because when they go 6-6 this year, Mac Brown might be retiring.
I think you'll appreciate this. He's not long for North Carolina. Mojo says, by all
I
appearances,
wish he'd stay there forever. To be honest,
I do too. We can keep dominating them. Mojo says, by all appearances, Collins was a big players coach, and being good to players does buy you a lot of goodwill. 100%, I agree with that. But I'll present it like this: what would you rather have, a players coach that you go 3-9 with, or you're just stuck on a horrible defense, or a coach that wins? Mm-hmm. I feel like I would rather
players love Key, so I mean you can have both.
Yeah, Collins has ruined us into thinking you have to choose.
Yeah, they rallied behind him. It's just the difference is he's a winner. So.
This is true. I'm not going to switch screens because last time I did that, my computer started smoking and just quit. But I haven't looked at this yet. It's a Sports Illustrated article. It says analyst names Georgia Tech's most likely impact freshman for 2024. So I'm going to be interested to see who they name. And just thinking off the top of my head, I'm sure the running back's on there that we signed.
Anthony Carey.
And I'm trying to think of other freshmen we signed. The tight end out of, was it Marist?
Harpring.
I think he'll be on there. Who else would be on there, you think?
Harpring's a real deal. Well, why don't we pull up our recruiting class and see? But Anthony Carey, he literally came out and said, I'm going to be a true freshman All-American.
What if, like, Tech becomes freshman All-American U? Like, every year we have a freshman All-American.
That would not be a good thing because then they would just all transfer out.
Yeah, that's true. What's going on, TK? Doing the yo, that's Fools thing, traveling Fools.
It's Fools thing. All right, we got Isaiah Canyon, and I doubt it because we have our receiver room is stacked.
That you say that, but no one knew who anything about Singleton.
Yeah, I doubt any of the offensive linemen are too because we're bringing back everybody except for one. Scaglione, but then we got that transfer from Middle Tennessee, so
Rutledge.
I think we're probably not going to see anything. Plus, we have the younger guys behind them, like Galloway and Gabe Fortson and stuff. So I really doubt we're going to see anything on the offensive line.
The defense would be a great place to see a freshman.
So our fourth highest rated recruit is Jordan Boyd, a linebacker. So maybe you're right.
That would be great.
Which we had Eford at linebacker this year as a true freshman. So, yeah, you might be right there. I'm scrolling down. So our first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys here, only one of them might play, which is Jordan Boyd. Number 6 is Aaron Philo. Definitely not. Trey Horn is listed as athlete, so
he could be one. He could be one.
He's our 7th highest rated. I'm not sure what does he play.
He'd be like a wide receiver probably first and foremost, but I could see us working him into specialty sets to use his speed.
Next is another lineman, then Graham Knowles, then another linebacker, Taj Butler.
Okay.
We're getting to the end here. Then we got Trelane Maddox, the running back, Cedric Franklin, safety, and then another lineman. So that's the entire recruiting class.
Boy. Real quick, Todd asked, guys, do you think Buster leaves this year for a head coach job if Tech does well? If he leaves for a head coaching job, I think it would be a Power 5 job.
Well, okay, that was enrollees. Actually, I got into the letter of intent section here.
Oh, Troy Stevenson.
Yeah, he's a cornerback. Yeah, 247 has it separated. I didn't look. I thought it was transfers that was
These are
next over.
early enrollees.
Yeah, those are enrollees. This is signed letter of intent. So you have Harpering. So he might actually play because yeah, he's a 4-star freaking tight end. I mean,
Yeah.
why wouldn't? Then you got Troy Stevenson at cornerback, another highly rated offensive lineman. Montre Bradford at edge. Maybe.
That would be big. If we could have a true freshman step up and contribute on the edge.
Uche Ilo at D-line.
He was the
Marshall.
There was one we flipped from Colorado, Bradson or something.
Montre Bradford.
Yeah.
That was the edge I was just saying.
Okay.
From Statesboro.
I'm listening.
Nehemiah Chandler. He's a cornerback.
Okay.
He's from Florida.
All right.
Rozier says athlete. Yeah. That's about it, though. So.
All right. Well, let's see what they think. Brent Key and Georgia Tech had a really strong close to the 2024 class, it says. Anyways, who? Number 1, Isaiah Canyon. Brent Key deserves credit for Georgia Tech's quick turnaround, which is really blah, 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 blah. It says Yellow Jackets managed to keep Canyon in-state despite offers from Notre Dame and Auburn. Great size at 6'4", 195 pounds. With Leo Blackburn nursing an ACL tear, Canyon is set to be the Yellow Jackets' tallest receiver to start the season and has a chance to see the field early.
Is Blackburn still hurt? He won't be back before the season?
My understanding is he's going to be back.
Yeah.
Man, if you could have like this kid at 6'4", Blackburn at 6'6", Singleton, and like the other kids we have, Rutherford, Abdul Janae, Leary with his speed, like, dude, this could be a really sick wide receiver room again. All right.
We mentioned Singleton, yeah, so it could be really good. I don't know though. I don't know about a wide receiver. I just think we're too deep at wide receiver to. I know that we had it this year, but I mean, it's kind of a rare thing for freshmen to. I mean, now would be the time because we're still trying to build. But I would look at it more on defense. Like I think our offense is like set pretty much.
I do. So I didn't realize that's. It's Georgia Tech's most likely impact freshman, just one. So they're saying he's most likely. I don't know if I agree with most likely.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I would say Luke Harpering on the offense would be the most likely.
Yeah, that's true. I said offense, but yeah, Harpering on a tight end. That's definitely the weakest offensive position. That'd be fine. But I mean, we're content to also just have another lineman, basically.
100%. Like, I'm sure
we'll fine with me. I mean, we're badass on the line, so that's fine with me. And that means we can run all over fools. I'm totally fine with that.
And that's totally under the radar.
Yeah.
For people that aren't Tech fans, Todd, I'm glad you mentioned this because I didn't have this in my notes. Are WreckTalk and C-Dog going to be at the spring game? I'm sure we will because thank God we have the sense to have it on a Saturday at a reasonable time, April 13th. So we got a little bit more time to get to it. That should be a lot of fun. I think it's 1 p.m. April 13th. It's a Saturday. We will definitely be there.
Definitely be there.
To close the show out, and I might just go on a diatribe, I wanted to talk about expectations. Now, I've said I will make an entire video about this. And to just open the conversation, I want to read you a comment. I think I've talked to you about this comment that someone left. I'm sure they're a Tech fan. And this is the comment, by the way. This is the harshest insult I've ever received on the channel. I mean, how long?
Really?
How long have I been doing this since? For like a
year and a half.
Yeah, it'll be 2 years in October. He says, "Man, Collins broke you," which to me is the greatest insult I've ever received. He says, "I know it's a tough schedule, but this is a very pessimistic take for a way too early prediction. Looking at the schedules, I think we have a good to very good chance of beating uh, G State, Syracuse, VMI, Louisville, Duke, UNC, Virginia Tech, Miami, and North Carolina State. That doesn't mean we'll be 9-3, but only FSU, Notre Dame, and Georgia are orders of magnitude better than us. And this is kind of something I've got kind of a lot of this sentiment lately. I'll just tell you what I responded. And this is for everyone. There is a difference in saying we have a chance in these games and that we are going to win all those games. There's a chasm between those two things. I don't really know how to take your comment that Collins broke me. And I talked to you about this. It really wasn't Collins that broke me. I knew what to expect with Collins. All right? And I knew it wasn't going to change. If anything broke me, it was this year. It was Bowling Green. It was the defense. It was having the expectations from Key last year and the nonsense that happened a lot of the time this year.
Yeah, for the record, I agree with him too. I look, I'm the biggest homer freaking guy you've ever seen, but like, a lot of people are getting really carried away with it, and I'm feeling the same way. No, Key didn't Collins didn't break us. Key did. I mean, dude, I picked us to go 8-4. He picked us to go 7-5, and we should have done that. We should have at least gone 7-5. We come out and completely shit the bed against Bowling Green. I don't know how people overlook that. People get so mad at these lists on Twitter. I'm all over Twitter. People get so mad at these lists of like top returning QBs, and they're like, "Where's Haynes King? Where's Haynes King?" Look, we love Haynes King. Haynes King's a freaking beast. He's a baller. He bailed us out of so many situations. He also turned the damn ball over and lost us games too. Yep. So it's like he's not football Jesus. He can't walk on water.
Is your dog humping a pillow?
He's like, I don't know. He's being stupid. He wants to interrupt me at every chance he gets. But Haynes King is not like he's got work to improve. And then, if he had the same stats the same year, but with half the turnovers or, less turnovers, even, I'd be right there with you. But you can't turn the freaking ball over 20 times and lose the Bowling Green and stuff and demand respect from everybody.
Yeah.
It's just, we have to realize where we're at. Like, I thought we'd go 8-4. That was probably a little optimistic, but we definitely should have gone 7-5. There was no excuse to lose the Bowling Green. I'm still mortified at that loss. It better not happen again, or I'll freaking come on and complain about it on the internet. I swear I will. So that shit better not happen again. Then, if we can get that sort of stuff sorted out, we'll be more confident in it. We'll be confident that we can go in and beat these teams like Duke and Syracuse and stuff. But we don't have that many games on this schedule. Like he was saying, we're confident there's not one game on the schedule that we can't win. Not one. So, but yeah, are you going to win them all? I don't know. This team hasn't showed us that they can be consistent enough to go 9-3. And I was saying this to WreckTalk too. I think people are a little carried away with the players that were here last year that are coming back. Like, I don't know. People were kind of treating it on Twitter like Eric Singleton coming back and like Jamal Haynes coming back and the line coming back. Like, they were treating that as if we landed some kind of huge recruit. And it's like, no, we didn't land the recruit. It's amazing that we're bringing those guys back, that we're retaining them. But it doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be a whole lot better. They're going to probably grow and develop and take a step forward. But there's still teams out there that blow us out of the water as far as talent goes.
Yeah.
Even though we love these guys, we love Eric Singleton, we have them coming back. There's, we're not like that much better because of it. We're better. We're just avoiding being worse is really what it is.
Well, and a lot of the teams he named are that much better talent-wise. North Carolina, Miami.
I'm not
In-
scared of North Carolina.
I'm
But
not either, but I'm just saying, talent-wise, they're a lot better.
yeah, Notre Dame, freaking
NC
Georgia.
State is
NC State
talent-wise a
went
lot
9.
better.
NC State had the best record in the conference this year. So
I finished saying, are you saying being realistic about the 6th-ranked schedule means Collins broke me? Did we not get blown out by Bowling Green last year? Did we not? Did we not? If you're going to insult me, don't tell me I'm not saying we're going 9-3. Tell me what your prediction is. What you're not saying is not relevant. Well, I'm not saying this. Well, what are you saying? NC State is average at best. They're a talented team. I mean, what did we count?
Their coach has been there for a long time. They got a lot of continuity. And they were really good last year. They would have beat us last year if we had played them.
For sure.
Now, they do go in cycles now, so they're liable to suck next year. But we'll have to see.
They're liable to suck. Here's the thing. For everything we've got that's like shining achievement, if you take away the turnovers, what Haynes King can do, the offensive line, Jamal Haynes. All right. For all of that, what can't they do? Play defense. None of them play defense. And that's where I am really confused at where a lot of this 9-3 stuff is coming from. What, again, I've been asking this all offseason. What makes you think the defense is going to be any better? Like, lay it out for me. Because I think people are setting themselves up for a hard fall.
Yeah.
If we go 6-6 or 5-7.
I mean, I'm excited for the offense as the next guy, but you got to play two sides of the ball. And your offense, you can't be so one-dimensional. You have to play both. Your offense can't bail you out every time. And our offense showed that they couldn't be consistent enough this year to bail us out every time. Now, they might take a step forward to where they do consistently put up however many yards a game, and they can score, they don't get held up, and they can score 20-plus points a game. But, I mean, it's tough to count on that. And I do expect the offense to take a step forward, but I'm not convinced with the defense. I'm just not. We need more transfers. We had the entire freaking D-line room leave. We need like 2 more, at least.
Yeah, we've had 2 come in and 8 go out. Someone asked me that in a comment too. Like, are we getting anything in the portal? Not really.
What pass rush are we going to have? I want to know.
Yeah. I mean, other than like Sylvain Yanjuan coming back, and like, again, not dogging him, but he's not someone you look to say, hey, he's going to be a dominant force, definitely off the edge. Tar Heels for Life asks, is he getting anything with Ja'Kai Leftwich? I don't know, really. Georgia Tech's offensive line is pretty sick. It could be that he fell to the bottom of the rotation, but he's an all right lineman. I'll say he never made any waves here.
He's been here for a few years. He's a Collins recruit, and yeah, he never played, so we don't know. Hey, get out of there! What are you doing? And
I'm glad David brought this up. This is what people, please, if you don't hear anything else, hear this. 7-5 on this schedule would be phenomenal.
Oh yeah. Oh dude. Yeah.
I feel like we could go 7-5 next year and people would be pissed, and that's insanity.
Yeah. No, I'd be happy with 7-5. And we could go 6-6, and it would be better than last year.
It would be. It would be 100%. I mean, think about this. We have the 6th-ranked schedule. We don't play Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's tough.
I wanted to point out one other thing. Speaking of the D line, we had another lineman, or we had Edenosa Rubin transfer to UMass.
Yeah.
That makes the 3rd freaking player that has gone through this cycle where they go to Clemson and then go to Georgia Tech and then go to UMass. It's happened 3 times in the past 2 or 3 years.
Who other than Pumachan?
First it was Tyson Pumachan.
Yeah.
Then it was Paul Chio.
He went
And
to
now
UMass?
he did this year. Well, so now Paul Chio and E.T. Rubin are going there.
What is it with UMass?
Clemson to Georgia Tech to UMass is a pipeline for some reason right now.
I think I should make a shirt. Would y'all buy that if I had some shirt that had like something to do with that? I feel like
Georgia Tech to Clemson to UMass. Clemson to Georgia Tech. It's because we took in the reject 4-stars that aren't any good, and they come here and surprise, surprise, they're still not any good. So now they got to go to UMass.
So like when Dabo's recruiting a overrated 4-star, do you think he asked him like, "Do you like Massachusetts?" Because that's
like
where you're gonna end
Atlanta?
up.
Do you like Atlanta and then Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
UNC needs all the help they can get on the O line. Do y'all?
We don't. Man, I look around at all these other teams that have O-line problems. I'm just so happy that it's not us anymore. We're going to have one of the best O-lines in the ACC. I mean, we were pushing Georgia around. What are you doing? Did you see that?
What'd she do? What's going on, D4?
He had the freaking box of cat food. Stop. Stop it.
Your dog's a maniac.
He's terrorizing the stream. I'm sorry.
Defoe in the chat, good to see you, man. I'm sure Defoe's got a lot to look forward to next year. You got your coach locked in. He turned down Alabama. I'm sure he turned down Alabama. I have nothing to base that on, but he definitely did.
I was going to compare us to when I was talking about Collins earlier, I meant to make this point. When you're Texas is a good example of this. When I was talking about you have to get rid of the old players and get the new mindset in, because Tom Herman there when he was there, he had a pretty bad culture in the locker room, you know.
Yeah.
And Sarkisian had to come and weed out those players. And you remember he had the coach on the bus that was like yelling at him to transfer out, and then the player recorded it and posted it, and it's like he had to, you know. Then they did transfer out. And guess what? They freaking make the playoffs.
They're better for it.
I mean, so that there is something to be said for the culture change and getting rid of that bad mindset in your locker room. I did mean to make that point earlier.
Yeah, and I think we're at the point now where is there anyone that was recruited by Collins or coached for Collins?
Yeah, tons of players.
Tons of players. I don't think we have any coaches though.
Oh, coaches? Well, Winky and Key, but other than that, I don't think so.
Well,
we got a new O-line coach, new OC, new receivers coach, new running backs coach, new D-line coach. Well, Marco and Tillman are still there, but Thacker, I guess he's been demoted.
Thacker's definitely gone. Marco's definitely gone, and Tillman.
Got a new DC linebacker, new linebackers coach.
Yeah.
New D-line, new everything. So yeah, only Winky and Key. If you count Key, I don't know.
Well, I don't. I mean, you kind of a quarter count Key because I'm pretty sure there's no one that Jeff Collins hates more than Brent Key, if I had to guess.
Yeah. Did you see on Twitter, I don't know if you've gone on it all lately, but have you seen where Kentucky, they were like, Kentucky's OC got hired by some team in the NFL, and somebody commented, they were like, yeah, Buster Faulkner would be a good hire for Kentucky at OC.
Nah,
and everybody jumped on his ass. They're like, he's not leaving.
Hell no. He might take your head coaching position,
but he has talked about how, I mean, I'm inclined to believe him. I'm not the biggest fan of the things Buster's done off the field. Like the whole thing where he went and coached for Georgia in the Natty last year. I didn't like that, but he has said that he values being in Georgia. And leaving a job after 1 year wouldn't be a very good look. So yeah. I think we're fine with Buster for now, at least. But, you know, they were saying he's a good OC, and, of course, he coached Vandergriff there. And now Kentucky's got Vandergriff. But
That's true.
I don't know. I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
I think he'll
I
be
wouldn't.
at Tech for at least two
I had to
more
guess.
years.
I said no. Arkansas wanted him too. Remember?
They ain't getting him. To close out the show, there's two things I wanted to see what you thought about.
Yeah.
One, Boston College loses their head coach to a coordinator position in the NFL, and actually the Big Ten and SEC have met over this issue because coaches in college now are like, look, with NIL and the portal, I don't want to deal with all that. And it's not sustainable for any man to do that year over year. So I'll go to the NFL. Maybe I'll make 80% what I make here, but it's millions of dollars anyway. Who cares? And I don't have to work as hard. What do you think about this?
Now, I have heard the kind of concern that people have been having about the job getting too busy for people. Like, you're only capable, you only have 24 hours in a day. You're only capable of so much. No matter how much they pay you, you're still only capable of what you can do while you're awake for 18 hours a day or whatever. So you're not, you're not Superman. You can't just never sleep. And the college schedules are so out of whack that coaches are going to start leaving. And I listened to the Late Kick with Josh Payton. He says, heed my warning. There will be coaches with plenty of, life left in them that are going to step away from the game because of this.
I believe that.
However, I'm not so sure that Halfley is one of them because, I mean, it's like, I think he took an upgraded position there because being head coach of Boston College, I would say being a DC of an NFL team is a better gig. It's more money, and the future
than a head
of
coach in college.
Yeah.
What was he making?
Boston College.
Like
not
five?
Not at Georgia, but at Boston College, yeah. He would only be making probably like $3 million a year if I had to guess. But yeah, they'll pay more than that in the NFL. But it's a better job, and like you said, it's less stress. But I'm not so sure if that had to do with it because Halfley was like kind of been on and off the hot seat in his past couple years there because they've really sucked, and so it might be kind of that situation. I'm not so sure.
Maybe.
But from what I've heard, I don't think it's that. But it is good that they're meeting and trying to solve it before more coaches do.
Yeah,
Unless
David's asking.
I would want Kirby Smart to step down, and then they fix it. That'd be great. But
yeah, David's asking what are they meeting about. I don't think it's not like they've released a docket of things they're going to talk about. It is most likely how do we rein in because Kelly from UCLA has left as well. I
thought he got fired.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Fired.
Did he get fired?
He got fired because he had a lot of issues with the administration and boosters and stuff or something like that. Yeah, they fired him.
But they're meeting about, hey, if this NIL thing isn't reined in, we're going to have big name coaches leave the college game probably, and that's going to affect our TV revenue and stuff. So we need to figure this out.
Yeah. Basically, what I'm saying is, I don't think it's happened yet, but it is good that they're doing it before it's happened.
Yeah, because aside from that, it's really ruining college football. It's just kind of like, even as like meaningless as we are, I feel like the main point is it makes my life more difficult.
Yeah, they need to stretch out this stuff. Like, imagine if we could talk about signing day or transfer period, like in the off season. Then you had schedule releases in the off season all at once, and like all that was planned out. Then we could have stuff to talk about more in the off season.
This is true. So the last thing we'll talk about, and this sucks, and this is probably I didn't plan this out well that I chose to end on this. I think the first thing that's come out of Florida State leaving the ACC that makes any sense is dropped. So evidently when the TV deals were worked out with the grant of rights, is it Swafford that was head of the ACC? They cut a deal with Bailey Sports. And Bailey Sports was in dire straits at the time. Now, obviously, we know what's happened. Or Bally. Did I say Bailey?
Yeah.
I don't care enough about it to know its name. It's better than the CW.
You go to the games. I've had many a time where I'm like, why the fuck do I buy Bally Sports? I can't get it to work.
Yeah, it's like embarrassing to be like, oh, what channel's Tech on?
Dude,
CW.
we didn't have that issue this past year. We were on freaking TV, even got a primetime spot. Hell yeah.
That's true. So basically, is it Bally Sports is given this lifeline? Well, who's the CEO of Bally Sports? It's like Swafford's son or something. Uh-oh. And so that could be problematic. And Florida State's brought that up as to say, hey, you weren't honest about what was going on here. And this should void the contract. I'm not saying that will happen. But that is the first thing that's been brought up that makes sense to me that I feel like could stick.
Oh, no.
What do you think about that?
That's not good. I hope not.
It's bad. Okay.
I don't want the doom of the ACC. That would not be good for us. So.
Yeah. So I thought I would mention that. Well, we'll end on this. What do you have to say to the Tech faithful out there? We've talked about a lot tonight. We're in the off season. What do the people need to hear about Georgia Tech? We've got a North Carolina fan in here as well.
Well, like words of encouragement? I guess we might have been a little negative tonight. But,
yeah, maybe take us out on a positive note.
You know, like I said, it is possible our offense is kind of similar to last year, but I'm fully expecting our offense to take a step forward, which means maybe we are consistent enough to, I said 20 plus earlier, but maybe we're consistent enough to score 25 plus, around 30 a game. You know, that'd be good enough to win us quite a few. Like, what if we're, you know, like Haynes King cutting down his turnovers? I think one more year with Winky, you know, coaching him, one of the best freaking quarterback coaches in the country, he'll be able to get that straightened out. And here's my best case scenario is, you know, the offense steps up enough to kind of carry us through games. The defense would be in an ideal world, not some kind of amazing, incredible defense. I mean, obviously that'd be perfect, but, you know, realistically, the defense I'm hoping will be this year what the offense was last year. Inconsistent, but showing promise, and maybe having some young guys that are stepping up, and maybe you have some things that you kind of figure out throughout the year, some position changes like shifting players around to see what works, and by the end of the year you find your groove and, you know, you finish strong. So and then if you combine that with our offense taking a step forward and taking a step forward from being kind of that to being really good. Like I said, Haynes King cutting down the turnovers in half, maybe a little catching production out of the tight end. Our freaking running backs continuing and O-line continuing to just run over fools. Combined with like a more lethal passing freaking game, dude, we could win 8 or 9 games for sure. I would say 8. I would say 8 is probably our ceiling. So, but it is very possible, you know, if that kind of happens. But our defense needs to step up. I'm not super convinced it will, but I think it can. That's kind of what I'm looking for. And we won't know until the season gets here, unfortunately. I'm not freaking doing it, dude. I can't. I'll make a schedule prediction to tell you what I think. But like, don't put a ton of stock in it because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Clearly, I'm like, I was dead wrong like all the time about predicting our team last year. So don't ask me, but I will tell you just to tell you. I mean, because what else is there to do in the off season? So I'll tell you what I think is going to happen, but I don't know. That's all I got.
No, I mean, that really mirrors what I think. To take it positive, like, for Tech to go like 9-3 or something, or 8-4, could happen if maybe 3 players step up on defense in a big way that we're not really familiar with. Haynes King cuts his turnovers in half. If the offense takes a step up and the defense takes a major step up, Tech could be a dangerous team next year. Yep. That would be a case where if you're a really good team like the Ohio States or Michigans, LSUs of the world, you would not want to play Tech. And there's a lot of teams on our schedule that are supposed to be pretty good that we could ruin their day.
Notre Dame. I would love to get one over on those sons of bitches.
Yes.
Our freaking overall record against them is horrifying. We're like something like 30-6 against them. We were the bad guys in Rudy. Which
wasn't even true. Like that.
Freaking Rudy.
That's totally made up.
Yeah.
I tell you what isn't made up.
Rudy was offsides, dude.
He was offsides, and what's not made up is that Rudy is a horrible human being. I'm not lying. Like, personally, he's not a good person. Anti-Semite and a lot of other things. But, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the season, though. Like, no matter what, like, we're out of the dark ages that we've been in. Things are moving in the right direction. We've got the right guy at head coach. We've got one of the best OCs in the country, in my opinion. We've definitely, in my opinion, got the best quarterback coach in the country. A lot of things to be excited about. And, that's good.
And I do want to say also, I'm sorry I haven't been making videos, people. I've been grinding by my lonely, and my work's picked up, and, of course, I'm doing the house. So this past season was kind of a disaster because I was in a temporary kind of situation with my living. So I'm hoping by the season I'll have a house I can stream from. We're under construction. We're trying to get it done. So I'm sorry I haven't been able to put as much into the channel. But I promise I'll try one of these days to get out a schedule, look at the schedule. I know that came out last week, and it's very exciting. And everybody else put their thoughts out on it, and I didn't get to. And then I did want to make a video about our expectations. Of course, it might be a little redundant because he said he was going to do it too. But I don't know. We always have different enough opinions to where it's not like the same video. So, but I got those two on the docket. Then, of course, we got the Slob Olympics coming up. Probably do a little content for that. If Bozo here doesn't freaking go, which he's saying that he might not. So
I'm not sure.
Y'all need to give him hell about that. I want to see some Georgia Tech fans come to the Slob Olympics if you guys can. It's March 1st through 3rd. We need to show up some freaking Tech fans.
It's in Panama
City Beach. And we're staying at the Days Inn on the beach, and it's March 1st through 3rd. If y'all can make it for just the day, if you can, come for the whole weekend, it's a freaking great time. I'll at least be there. WreckTalk might not. He's trying to shy out of it. So you can give him shit about that and peer pressure him into coming.
Hold up. Time out. Tar Heels for Life says, Jamal Haynes, I legitimately don't know who that is. Well, let me educate you. When we ran for 350 on you, he was one of the backs that ran for about $120 on you.
Yeah. I guess he was too busy watching Dante run all over him that night.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many backs that ran for over 100 on you. I know it's easy to lose some in the shuffle, but he was one of them. Thank you so much. We were kind of going down this negative path, and you, just when we thought we were out, you bring me back in.
I love it. They are gluttons for punishment, man.
Who's Jamal Haynes? The guy that pushed your shit in and didn't ask. That's who it was.
Oh, man.
And anytime you need to be re-educated on that, please come back, and I will tell you.
Yeah. Putting freaking North Carolina fans in their place is my favorite pastime.
Those are always easy. That's what's 2 + 2.
It's easy, dude. It's so easy when your team wins, dude. Like, all these freaking fans of these like teams that win 10+ games a year, it's so easy for them to trash talk. Like, our team wins 3 in a row versus North Carolina, and they can't say anything to us. It's awesome.
It's
It's
like
awesome.
in The Office, Toby was just the guy everyone got to beat up on. Or in Parks and Rec, Jerry. That's what North Carolina is for us. It's a Jerry.
Yeah. Jerry.
I'll see if I can go to Slop. I'm not sure. I'm sure I will need an excuse to get out of town. Maybe it'll work out. But guys, that's the show. I appreciate y'all showing up. And by the way, I got some things to talk to you about. I got a video I need you to, a series of videos I actually need you to be a part of with me.
Okay.
So anyways, appreciate it, you guys. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you guys next time.